Rabbi Isai. What a treat. Zevi's back. For one more hour. You got a chaparine. Wow. Unbelievable. Okay. I'm not going to go into it. I'm this close to going into that whole halachic argument we had on Shabbos, but it's gonna stir up some. You know what? I have to say it over. Because Doylan's not going to be happy. No, maybe somebody send in a makar. We had an argument on Shabbos. If you know for a fact, 80% chance that a kid that starts off in Eretz Yisrael at the age of 10, 11 goes off the derech. Let's say you knew for a fact. It's not a real, obviously it's not a real stat. But let's say everybody agreed, 80%. Are you allowed to tell somebody that's about to move to Eretz Yisrael, hey, your kid is in that age group, and he has an 80% chance that he's going to go off the derech. So you have the people on the real Zionists, but I'm not even talking Zionists, I'm talking about people with black hats and everything, but the real Zionists inside, they say, no, it's Lashon Hara. This guy's kid is going to go off. I said, and what if you say, this cancer? What? No, you're not allowed to. Donnie's smiling from ear to ear. Of course it's Lashon Hara. And then you have the other people say, what do you mean? You're trying to say this guy's kid. Of course there's a mitzvah Yishuv Eretz Yisrael, but you're trying to say the kid. There was a massive argument. Half the people said this way, half the people said that way. I couldn't believe it. Anyway, I'm not going to tell you what side I was.
Baruch was given a psak. Baruch was given a psak of what age, of ages.
Yeah, but are you allowed to tell somebody? Is it Lashon Hara on there? Are you the Meraglim?
He gave a clear psak. He said,
are you the
he said, till 8. Baruch was given a clear psak. Till 8 years old, you come. After that, you don't come till they're older. It's very clear psak.
But are you allowed to tell somebody that?
Yeah, why not? It's a clear psak from Baruch.
Okay, go. So Berkowitz is on the right. He was more on the... It depends who you ask. People with more of a Zionistic tendency. And I'm not talking about a kibbutz ruga. I'm talking about the guy with the spudik. The guy had a spudik and he was... Okay, but that's Rav Kook's spudik. Anyways, this is Shamshi Shlafrak's son was caught. He didn't even ask permission. He went on. This is what he does for fun. Goes and watches the shir. This, by the way, I didn't show this on Friday. I said, I'm not going to show it because this looks fake. But we spoke to the guy that took the video, and he says 100% real. It's not made up. Because we thought, oh, he's trying to show the store or whatever. Okay. This we showed already. Oh, this is one of the best emails of all time. MDY Betsina. He says, yes, he passings. Yes, will the beasts chew their cud? Yes, will the beasts have split hooves?
Yeah.
B'chulu. Okay, so the rest you can read on your own. MDY Betsina. He writes a lot. When you got back from Austria, you asked in Shir, why did HaKadosh Baruch Hu make the Alps? For the Swiss or the Austrians. So a few years ago, Arya Ehrlich wrote an article in Mishpach about different rebbes and where they go on vacation. I thought they all go to Swiss Alps. I didn't know they go to... So he writes, he was walking in Davos with the Tols Avram Yitzchak Rebbe, and he asked him, this is your brother writing.
Yeah, I'm fine.
We believe that Eretz Yisrael is more beautiful than any other land in the world, yet the natural beauty of Switzerland seems to surpass that of the Holy Land. How is that possible? The Rebbe took a deep breath of the fresh Swiss air and said, the first Belzer Rebbe said that the pasuk in Eicha, the daughter of Zion lost all its beauty. It's referring to the mountains of Switzerland. The grandeur of Eretz Yisrael was exiled to this place. Will the beauty return to its natural place in Eretz Yisrael when Mashiach comes, I asked? Absolutely, the Rebbe replied. So I think an answer to your question may be that Kadosh Baruch Hu didn't make the beauty for the Swiss, he made it for us. And we'll get it back, Be'ez Hashem, very soon. Good Shabbos, Bernard David's son, Leiby's brother, Yitamas Itzmoid Cotton Beis, Aron Chaim David. He's the one that had a little, how's he doing? Baruch Hashem. Huh? Ben Zmanim, beautiful. Mea Rebbe's Lotim. They go to the Alps. Official edition, MDY Shas, Masechta, Zevin Yal Shulov, Perek. There's a Satmar Chassid that came to the Alps, and somebody asked him, what Chassidus you are? My Rebbe is Eli Stefansky. So I'm 101. Perek Yitzi Halland, the Lili Nishmas Soret Sir Bas Doiv Ber, Daf Ein Gimel, Yossi Willig, in celebration of 300 Dapin with MDY, Zvachim Daf Beis, thank you Rebellion, all of MDY. Where is he? He's, oh, it's somebody else. That's your Moshe, that's right. So who's Yossi? No, his brother started in Brachas, and I don't know where he is right now. There's Salomon, dedicated in memory of Avi Moiri, Reb Shmuel, Baruch, Ben, Reb Chaim Tzvi, Doiv Zuchron Levracha, the Policy Family Foundation. Yossi is a cousin, he's on Zoom right now. You can pop him up, see if you can find him. The Policy Family Foundation, may our Libat Torah during the 3 weeks bring us closer to Yimei Gula V'Simcha. Anonymous, Hatzlacha Baruch Zivigashmis, thank you to Chief Benny, Shmuel and our Schuster, V'Kniyat Hatzlacha Nachas from our children. Anonymous, before Shleimon, and Richas Yom, Talei Bas Esther, Chaim and Leah, Levi, Chaim and Leah Levi, in honor of the MDY family. It's a new, Louis is, that's how you write it in, they're Austrian, but the W is a V. Levi. Yeah, he's Levi. He is a Levi. And in honor of the MDY family. Anonymous, for my birthday and as a schus for the Hatzlacha of my family, Beruchni Ubegashmi, Arisai Miller for Shlema Avi Mori Baruch Ben Miriam. Anonymous, Linishmas Yonatan Eitan Ben Mordechai Zeva Kohen Zuchron Levracha. The Tzvi's Linishmas Yonatan Eitan Ben Mordechai Zeva Kohen Zuchron Levracha. Weekly sponsors, Spanish year sponsors, a bigger full Shlema to a close friend, Naftali Herz B'Chaim Pesya. There was Hempstead MDY Chever Linishmas Yonatan Eitan Ben Mordechai Zeva Kohen Zuchron Levracha. We mourn the loss of a beloved son of our Kehila. The Monsey MDY firefighters, Linishmas, our unforgettable chief, Chaim Gabriel Ben Aryeh Yoel Jacobson Zuchron Levracha. Spanish year sponsor, weekly anonymous in honor of Unur El Gamidi, and the MDY are L'Refur Shleima Mordechai Ben Esther, L'Refur Sayela Daniel Zev Ben Ayelet Esther. Oh, Rabbi Yossi Willig, Shalom Aleichem, 300 daf, Kain Yirbel. You should finish in Gan Shas with MDY Bezer Hashem. Shkoyach, beautiful. Okay. Once in a while we got to pull up the guys on Zoom like we used to, the Zoomers. Oh, maybe there's a Shabbos Nevarchim. When did they do it over there in Flatbush? That's tonight? Oh, Chaim Peretz is here in Israel. He came for emergency. His father needs Refuah Shleima. He did. He came. He was here. Refuah Shleima to Chaim Peretz Levine's father. I forgot his name already. All right. Rabbi said, Daf Ayin Beis Amud Beis, holding 2 lines from the bottom. Very Geshmak Sugis Grada. The Geshmak, we're going to learn new concepts, and that's the beauty of Daf Yomi. We learn new things every day. Avram Yaakov ben Chana Bluma, Zolhoben Refuah Shleima, and Adas in Kerem. Okay, Ravina Omar, we're discussing, in the Mishnah it says that if an animal pokes its hand out, like this, his hand comes out, and you shech the mother first, and then you cut off that limb that stuck out. The limb that stuck out is even min achai, it's tamei. So the Gemara says, how could the tumah go from that piece that's sticking out to the rest of the fetus? It's tumas beis hastarim. Gewaldige sugya. Noam Fix and you weren't here last night. I did this. I actually took a sefer. I'm not going to say which one. I have a set of these farm at home. I said, I got to do this. I looked everywhere, and I was running out of time. I said, okay. Took the sefer, cut. I wouldn't do it to one of your books. I already learned my lesson. I don't remember. I took the first page out, and then there's something like, yeah. Okay, this Rav, he loves me.
He doesn't care.
He couldn't care less. This Rav, if you just think about grasshoppers or whatever, you'll get a ton of his farm in your living room for free. He doesn't care. But it's beautiful because the idea was that this brown over here, each part does not touch each other. Why? Because the only part that's touching that you could actually see is this brown, but it's too thin. The brown itself doesn't touch the other brown. What does touch the white inside. This white touches this white. Any object, the top part is not touching. It's only the inside part. But the inside part is something you don't see. It's always hidden. When it's like this, you don't see it. You don't see white. That's Tumas Beis HaStarim. All you see is brown. The white part right over here is not shown. It was Kedai for that Sefer.
Super creative. Say the word.
Or var.
So therefore, it's really what's inside that's touching your stomach when you're.
No.
You don't really see it. You don't really see it. What's really happening.
Listen. I'm going to stop you short right over here because if you say it anymore, Zevi's not going to America. Stay here. For Vartan like this.
You have to leave Noach here.
No. You should know that 1 year, it's a good idea. He came for 1 year. He said he's coming for 1 year. He said, I also said I'm coming for 1 year and I got stuck. A lot of people say they're coming for 1 year, get stuck. Not stuck, I mean, I'm here. Every year. We say, okay, maybe 1 more year. But that 1 year will change your kid's life. They have new musagim, they're not a typical Baltimore kid. They're a Baltimore kid with 1 year of Eretz Yisrael. It's a whole different thing. I recommend it to anybody. You never know. Maybe someone gets stuck here. Maybe kind of the mitzvah. Okay, so the question is, what's the difference between this picture right over here, when you cut off a limb, and we say that the tumah transfers from the limb into the fetus, and this case where the tumah, when you cut a beggar that's 3 by 3, you cut it in half, the tumah doesn't transfer from one to the other. They're both tumas beis hastarim. They're both tumah that's connected in a hidden place. So Ula said of Vart last night, or whenever you learned it, that when you're cutting a limb, it's inevitable that one little piece is going to touch the other. It's like Ivshal Tzamtzim, sort of. And as it touches it, then it transfers that tumah to it. Ravina Omar, now we're holding by Ravina. 2 lines from the bottom. Ravina Omar, beged lav l'chaticha koi. The difference is that nobody goes around cutting their own garments. It's not made, you have a nice shirt, you're not cutting it. When I said it last night, I was thinking about Mendy, because he loves his short sleeve shirts. So if you have a long sleeve shirt, and then you get that hole on your elbow, then you can do a Mendy. Then it's l'chaticha koi. Fine, but Mendy buys his shirts ready-made. You're not going to cut a shirt. He wears it like that all year round, even on Yom Kippur. Every day. He doesn't even own a long sleeve shirt. It makes a lot of sense. Why do we buy these shirts and then you have one also? You barely see them anymore. They don't sell them. Do they sell them? Okay.
The same store where they sell life beaters.
Okay, whatever that is. Go over there. Those who know. Listen to this. This fetus is there to be cut up, especially its leg that's completely tamei. We want to chop it off and gone. But anyway, an animal is made to chop up into pieces and sell. And the halacha is, anything that's about to be cut, we had it just a few days ago, same idea, same concept. Anything that's about to, you're going to pluck it from a tree, it's as if it's off the tree. Something that's about to be cut, so it's like it's cut. So look, you have 2 pieces. They're about to be like this. So now that they are like this is nothing. They're touching each other. It's 2 separate pieces touching each other. So yes, this is hidden, but it's not hidden. It's as if it's not hidden because it's supposed to be like this. It's supposed to be 2 separate pieces. Because it's as if it's cut. So the fact that they're touching doesn't mean that they're touching in a hidden place. Says the Gemara, come on, Kirby Meir. This goes like Meir. This whole Amid, Rabbi Yisai, a lot of this Amid is repetitive and easy. It's Givaldic. So a bunch of freebies. Keman Kirby Meir. This nan, kol yodes hakelim sheim arukos. If you have a handle to a kli that's long, va'ased lekatzitzan, and you're about to cut it down, makbil ad mokoy mido. I had this in my machsan. This I made for Yuma. It's the Kohen Gadol and the Ketairos. But a mamish works. You have a cup, and it has a handle. Now this handle is completely extra. Your handle that you need is about this amount, right? this could work well. Like, let's say you're in a fight with your wife or something. You have a coffee. It's not. But normal people don't use such a long handle for the coffee mugs. They usually use. Most people I know have handles this long, right? Okay, you're masking. Okay, so now if you want to put this in a mikvah, how much do you put in? You don't have to put the whole entire handle in because this is all extra. How much do you put in the mikvah? Just this amount. So let's say this is the top of the mikvah, you go like this. Givaldik. So why? Because Rameir holds that all this whole entire part is kechatuch dami. You're going to come home, chop. So this is gone. And Mamela, you don't have to be toivel this part. Toises asks a wonderful question. And he messes up the whole pshat here because of that.
What about the shot? What about the part that you cut?
That's the whole thing.
That's what Toises is asking here. When you have two parts, this part is garbage, I don't need it. But when you put it in the mikvah, it's not allowing water to touch this part right over here. It's creating a chatzitza. So Toises explains that we must be talking about a special handle that's made out of different moving parts, and the water gets into every single part. But it's mashma from Toises that if it's not moving, Avremi, I forgot to ask, maybe you could very quickly, go online, find a picture of mazlek chashmali. You know those that you put in kaf chashmali, you put it into, so here in Eretz Yisrael, they don't sell it anywhere in the world, besides in third world countries. You'll never find one of these in America. It looks so scary. It's like you plug it in, and the other end is just metal that goes into a cup of water. Can't be what? A heating element. In yeshiva, here in Eretz Yisrael. Of course, yeah. But for some reason, it's water. It doesn't go with electric. You put the electric and the end, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, exactly. But there's a little bit more of something that you hold on to. Over there, it's like this big. I don't know. It's a heating element. It goes straight into the water. It's givaldi. It's like it's a recipe for disaster. Do they still sell them? That's my question. They do. Okay. Maybe Avrem will show us a picture. But according to Taisus L'chaira, this heating element is problematic to Toivel.
Because the part that's connected to the plastic.
The plastic part covers the top part. Slide 13. So let's see what slide 13 is. Oh, here. Yeah, this is it. Givaldic. This piece right over here. Oh, they sell it in America too. Yes, here we go. This is American plug. That's literally how it goes. It has a little clip on top that it fits on the cup, on the glass, and it just sits there and heats up the water. Givaldic. How are you toy with this piece? How?
No.
The
metal's never gonna.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. No, over here also, this part you're never gonna use this handle. When are you ever gonna use this handle?
Exposed. That part is gonna become exposed once you cut it. So then, if it's exposed, you have to toivel it according to a mayor. That metal immersion piece, that piece is never going to be exposed ever. It's always going to be covered.
No.
And so you're toiveling.
I hear what you're saying, but nevertheless,
that's the difference.
Okay, I hear. But kids, it's a parsha. It's a parsha and tefillah. There's some poskim that go as far as saying that if you have a blender, it's not enough to take your knives and put them in. You have to put the whole motor into the. Yeah, it'll destroy your machine. But that's what Rav Nitzim Karel holds. He says it's part of the knife. It's part of what moves the knife. Okay, maybe Rav Schoenberg wrote about it this week. I don't know. No.
You can have a Jew take it apart and put it back together.
Right.
Yeah, that's considered.
Right, that's the trick.
Either way, break it either way.
A Maisa Shoya with Reb Shimshon Wertheimer. The king asked Reb Shimshon Wertheimer, why are the Jews very successful in many different areas? So even today, they're in AI, in medical, and in real estate, and all sorts of things. Even in whatever. All sorts of stuff. Huh?
We control everything.
Sure. They're good at a lot of stuff. So he said, make a meal for them. Make a meluchadik meal. And give them the famous maisa. Give them very long forks. So he gave them these long things. And he said, okay, now. But he also had regular people there. And everybody's struggling. How do you eat with something this big? And the Jews, they figured out, they started feeding each other across the table, one to the other. And he says, because they work in teams, they work with each other, for each other, helping each other, and that's how you become successful. Zok the Gemara. So, Remeir holds that you could be toivel this. Why? Because you're going to cut this. Here, we even have a video. After all this, I should have been in cahoots with Yoshi. This is Geschmack. In Borough Park, Stiebel spelled with a tough. Well, he had the long handle to do the tefillah, but afterwards he didn't need it. Says Gemara, but that's not only Remeir. The Remeir, you have to be toivel the entire thing. I feel Rabbanon, it could go according to Rabbanon also in tefillah. When it comes to food, everything is so soft, and it's as if everything is broken up. So at the end of the day, they are touching each other even in Beis Hastarim.
Here you go, sweetheart.
Do you want me to cut it for you?
No need. Shibure okulin kamande mifrata idami.
Says Gemara Bishloim Ula. So Ula says that the animal limb, as it's being cut, it touches the fetus, and that's why it makes the fetus tummy. So Bishloim Ula Hainu Diktoni Chatacha. You have to cut it because during the cutting process, that's when the limb touches the fetus. Why do you have to cut it? He holds that if it's just about to be cut, it's as if it is cut, so why does he physically have to cut it? Says the Gemara, you're right, you don't have to cut it. In the beginning, it says in the Mishnah that if the limb is attached to the fetus, and before you shechted the mother, you cut the limb, the Mishnah comes to tell you chiddush that it's not, there's no tumah. So I need to say that it was cut. So Tana say since the Reish is talking about it was cut, so the Seif also says it's cut, but it's not necessary. If you look at the Mishnah, it's hard to notice in the beginning, but that's what it says. Oh, what's this? Even a bigger one. Oh, this could warm up water for an entire yeshiva. Good schmack. I don't know. I just remember being nervous from this thing. Like it's like the element right there. It's like the end of the electric. It's like electric goes in, electric comes out, and you're not supposed to touch you touch the middle part. Anyway, what does it say in the Mishnah? That this limb that's attached to the animal, to the fetus, and you cut it, it doesn't create a nevela tumah, it creates a treifa tumah. The question is, treifa shchuta mimitami, what kind of treifa is not tummy? That's the whole point. When you shech the treifa, you get rid of the tumah. Why does the Mishnah say this tumah? There is some sort of tumah. And there's a chiddush gadol. I wonder if we're going to remember this chiddush. Treifa sheshchata mitama b'mukdashim. According to one Pshan and Rashi, yes, it has the ability to be mitama kachim. B'derabana, there is a tumah. Treifa gives off a tumah. Remember that. So the Mishnah continues. We find by treifa that the shechita gets rid of all the tumah from the nevela. Sticking the word here, ha'aver. The Chacham are saying, so too the shechita of the animal should get rid of the tumah of the limb. Tanya, Amar Rebbe Meir. So now, this is what I was saying, that we have a whole bunch of freebie here. Says Rebbe Meir, who got rid of the nevela, the shechita of the mother? Well, obviously, you cannot eat that limb. So if you can't eat the limb, then it should be tummy. What's going on here? How can you get rid of tumah and not being able to eat it? No, she has the ability to get rid of things that are not part of her more than herself, which doesn't really make sense now. It doesn't really answer the question. Sharei Shaninu, and we in fact, we learned, what is going on here? It doesn't answer. So the Gemara is going to explain. We'll say it again, we learned it many times. that the animal itself, if you do shechita to the animal, it has the ability to be mitayr a limb that's inside the stomach. But it doesn't have the ability to be mitayr its own kidney that you cut in its stomach. But how does that answer anything? Maika Amri, Omaravo, V'Amri Lekidi. Some say it's just doesn't have a name. It's a Mordik Maisa.
He says Chacham Sheshmoy today.
Yeah, it's always in Shas. It goes both ways. Either the name is Kidi.
Anonymous from Bavel.
Yeah, so machlokes what it means. Rashi usually says that it's no name. There's a Maisa Shahoya that a guy was asked, what do you do for a living? So he said, I work in the Sfarim industry. What do you do? He says, we write stories about Gdolim, and so what Gadol are you working on right now? He says, look, I write the story. Somebody else in the office takes the story and puts it with a Gadol. So Kedi, no name. Right now there's no name. Chasurim, the Chasro.
That's not the way I work coming up. A whole book of that right now coming up.
No, I know. I'd rather know with him. He's a meshugal adover echad. Like when he says over a story, he has to be mevar 14 times. If you heard it, and from who do you hear from the whole thing? Okay, so some people say it's anonymous, but chasurim mechzer v'achitani. Interesting, typical. A lot of times you find in the Mishnah that there are certain lines missing. You know how to fill them in yourself. Let me explain to you how it goes. Omer Lemir Meir. So this starts off regular. Who said, according to you, I hold that it's nothing, but according to you that this foot that's sticking out is not a nevela. How did that happen? How did it become not a nevela? Because you shechted the mother. So if so, you should be able to eat it, but you can't eat it. So if you can't eat it, it should be tamei. Amrullah. So they said, this is where they added that we don't have in our Mishnah. Amrullah, treifa techiach. No, there's something called a treifa. You could get rid of the tumah, but you can't eat it. Oh, it's exactly a right against what you said. It's not a stira. Sometimes you can get rid of tumah and you can't eat it. Amar lahen loy. You could take away the tumah from an animal itself because it's itself. The taras ha'ever dov sheni gufa. How does it have the ability to get rid of tumah of something that's not part of it? Amar loy. No, what are you talking about? Harbe matzel she'enoi gufa yoisim gufa. Sometimes you have the ability. You see, I know people myself. You see, they have the ability to make bali tshuva, to encourage other people, but with their own kids, they struggle. Harba, batzeles al she'enoi gufa, yoisim gufa. Sometimes you have more influence on al she'enoi gufa that's not yours than yourself. This animal, herself, she can't save herself. She can't save her own kidney, but she could save the fetus's leg. Oh, the good news is we have this all over again. Mamish a freebie, 7 lines. Mamish, I said that last night. Yes. Person himself, he listens to the shir. Betzina. He's MDY Betzina. I'm kidding. Never choshed. There was such a, yeah. Tanya Nami Hachi, Omar Lem Rabbi Meir. So we learned something, Mamish similar. Who was Matar, this Amar Lo Yishchid Asimoy, the mother, it's just repeating. So if it takes away from the nevela, so you should be able to eat it, Amar Lo Yitreif V'Dechiach. This chesurim mechzer aboisai. What Rava says is, we have to add. You don't have to. It's mafurish in the brisa that was added. Amar Loi treva dechiach. I just chopped that now. That's not a chesurim mechzer. Like, here we go again. We're adding words. No, it's in the brisa. These words, just not in the Mishnah. Treva dechiach sheshchitosem etaharosem de nevela. You see this concept by the treifa. That what? You shecht an animal that has, like we did in Prushim, we shechted the animal, he opens it up and he says, sorry guys, you can't eat it. All your money that you spend on this sheep, toss it away. Not even 1 gram of meat. I told the guy I want to give it to my cleaning lady. I told Benny, make sure you get some of the lamb chops. Not worth it. Now I start cleaning it. Just let it go. Give it to him. He'll get rid of it. He'll know what to do with it. Garnished. But there's no tumah on that animal. We touched it. We all blew up the lungs and everything. Why? You're not allowed to eat it, but there's no tumah. Itself, it can get rid of the tumah. Oh, so now the Gemara introduces something that we're going to be talking about next sugya. There's something called Aver Hamidulba. Let me show you even a picture. A dangling limb. Check this out. Nebuch. You see this? It's a dangler. Maybe that's also a new word. Somebody, I forgot to show that. I did shechtable. So they made a whole shechtable. What? Deathable, shechtable, and dangable. Dangle.
Dangler.
A dangler.
And it's the philosophy in the back of the words.
They have it.
Eli Dictionary.
A dangler. We got a dangler. So, what is a dangler? It's holding on b'chut asayra mamish. So what's the halacha over here? If you shech this animal, could you eat that bottom part of the leg? Yes or no? What do you say? Does shechita transfer to that? So that's the sugya. A little bit of the sugya. The shechita works. That's because davar shegufa. It's mamish part of it. How does it have the ability to get rid of tumah on a fetus that's not even part of it? Yes, it actually has the ability. It's easier for it to have influence on something that's not part of her than something that is part of her. And I'll prove it to you. If you cut off a limb from the animal, you cut off its front foot of the fetus, inside the mother's stomach, you're allowed to eat that piece when you shech the mother. But if you cut off a part of the mother herself, from her spleen, you part of a cut of the kidney, also when you shech the mother, that piece is considered every mechai, you're not allowed to eat it. Brand new sugya. Omer Shim Lakish says Rish Lakish, Ki machloikes bu'ubarin kach machloikes be'evarim. Just like we saw in the Mishnah, that when this case, when you chop off, you shech the mother, then you cut off the limb. According to Chachamim, there's no tumah to the rest of the fetus. According to Rameir, there is. The same achloikis we'll have over here by this case. By Aver Hamadulda. According to Chachamim, if you shech the animal, it has an effect on the rest of the leg. It's good. And according to Rameir, no. So too you have a machlokes by the animals itself, its limb itself, that's meduldal, that's a dangler. Is there such a word, dangler?
There is. It's fine. It works. Dangler is fine.
Dangler is it? That's the English. That's the English. Oh, it's a gedengel.
It could work. You could use it.
Gedengel.
Yes, you could. It's also the
Rabbi Yochanan Omar. Listen, in one of those dictionary, those games, could you use that word? Was it? No. It's scramble. Could you use no? Scrabble. And Scrabble. Could you use that word? No. What? Okay. You should once in a while, in our Gemara, you should just throw in a word like that and see how many remarks.
Real word.
No.
Real word.
Yeah?
I said it's a word. I said it was
For Scrabble and everything.
Thank you. Okay. I said it's a real word. No one said no. Okay.
Really?
What could I do that a Panovitcher is better than all of you in English? He knows. You see, I just came up with a word that nobody in the Spanish knew. Even Ram Schoenberg, shocked.
It's for sure not in British English.
It's a dingler. Rabbi Yochanan Omar comes to Rabbi Yochanan and says, "Machloikis be'ever du'ubar." You're right. In our Mishnah says, "Mefurish is machloikis between Rameir and Chachamim." If the tumah, if the shechita has an effect on the actual limb that comes out of the animal. Ava be'ever the be'ema the re'akol shechita oise nipple. Oh, that's what's so geschmack here. There's always a new word, a new concept. Nipple. What's nipple? Huh?
Fallable.
Fallable. Nipple. Nippable. What's nipple?
country in the Himalayas?
Ah, Nepal.
Very good.
That's how Chustud was in Nepal, you say. Nepal. Chogigan to Nepal. Okay, that's the next MDY truck. Yeah. Shchita oyster Nepal, that what? That when you do shchita, it's as if this limb fell off before the shchita. You shecht, and then it's considered the limb fell off before. So what? What happened? So this limb is considered Eiver Min HaChai. It fell off before the shchita. Later on, we're going to see that it's not true. The Gemara is going to ask a question and say, no, Rebbe Yochanan said, Divrei HaKol ein shchita oyster Nepal. Right now, shchita oyster Nepal, but in a second, he's going to change it. It's ein shchita oyster Nepal. In other words, right now, this limb is Eiver Min HaChai. Later on, we're going to say, according to everybody, it's good shchita. What?
It's just the lashon's fine. It's nothing to do with the shchita. It's not shchita.
Yeah, it is. It's at the time.
It's meduldal.
Yeah.
It's as if it's off.
No.
Why does
That only
shchita
happens by shchita. That's how it works. Miso or shchita. We're going to see soon. There's a miso oyster Nepal, shchita oyster Nepal. It occurs. We find out. It's like, when did we figure this out? By the shchita.
Otherwise, it's still considered attached.
Yeah. Up until that point.
Fast
Cholesterol, he pulled over him the
You're talking about the Nepal, he's talking about b'moisam, but it's good. It's a good source. Okay. Omer Rabbi Yossi Rabbi Chanina, my time of the Rabbi Yochanan aliba de Rabbanon. What's according to Remeir is consistent. He says, 32. Oh, here. Shechtable. Definition: suitable or fit to be slaughtered according to the laws of shchita. Formerly humorous, describe an animal that is eligible for kosher. Example sentence: according to Gemara, only a healthy animal is considered shechtable. Rebelli called it shechtable, and now we all know exactly what he meant. Shechtable, as fit for shchita. That's not kosher. It's shechtable. Etymology coined by Rebelli during the Daf Yomi and Chulin by combining the Hebrew word shchita, ritual slaughter, with the English suffix able, meaning capable of or fit for. Usage note: a playful, unofficial term not found in standard English dictionaries, but instantly understood by anyone learning Masechtas Chullin. Not bad. Who put this together?
Who sponsored it?
Sponsored. It says MDY on top. Ectable. What? Okay, what's this? I don't get this thing. What's this funny? Is this something I'm supposed to know what it means?
Yes, that's how when you
pronounce it.
Yeah, but why is the E backwards and what's the first?
Dictionary, you'll see that.
Okay, I'm not reading it well. It's in a different language. What's that? S. Okay. Listen, you and I both don't know what's flying here, but everybody else does. Okay, fine. Listen to this. Nachamal. According to Remeir, he's consistent. A limb that comes out of the animal, a limb that's dangling from an animal, both are not part of the animal. They both have tuma. The shechita doesn't work. But why is it the Rabbanan make a distinction? They say, oh, if it's a limb coming out of a fetus, then the shechita is great. But when it comes to a limb that's meduldul, a dangler, no, the shechita doesn't work. What's the difference? Says Gemara Gavaldik, they hold, we had a whole machlokes in that. What if the animal pulls its leg back in? Since it could pull its leg back in, so maybe the shechita works on it. It's like kol haroy lebila, sort of. It has the ability to be good, to be okay, but a dangler can never heal, and it's about to pop off anyway, so the shechita doesn't work for it.
Do an operation and reattach it.
No, not you can't reattach something, the ligaments and everything. It's gone. It's a goner. In our days, normal. Yeah, it's different. Depends how bad it is. Meisvei. Question on Rabbi Yochanan. Now what? Rabbi Yochanan says that when it comes to a dangler, Eiver Meduldal, everybody holds that the shechita doesn't work. Because as soon as you do shechita, it's as if that the dangling limb is detached, it's Eiver Min HaChai from before. So the question is, Omer Lem Reb Meir, listen to this lashon, loy, im tihara Tiara, what does tiara mean? It works, the shechita is good. Not good, Rabbi Yochanan said, it's not good. In what case? In tiara shechitas treifa oisa v'soever amedudul bo. Imam had it like 10 lines ago or less. He says before, Rameir says, what you, Rabbi Yochanan, telling me that according to everybody, even according to Rameir, the shechita doesn't do anything for a dangler. Over here, he says beforish, im tiara shechitas esoever amedudul. The shechita works to help a dangling limb. Dover shegufa, tatar zuba, dover she'ena gufa. That's because it's its own body. Very good, but tachlis, Rameir says that a dangler could be saved by the shechita. Should we do it now? It's the middle of everything. In 1 minute. Turning over the daf, Adar Global, the official non-corporate sponsor, remind me, the official non-corporate sponsor of the WY League, Encore Healthcare, as a schus for all of Klal Yisrael. Says the Gemara that bang yellow and based on top. Bishloima, Reb Shimon ben Lakish, L'Devreim Kamar Luhu. Rameir is talking to Chacham. L'Didi Loishna Ever Du Loishna Ever the Behemo Ki Adodininu. According to me, you already know my shita. Rameir says an animal sticking its limb out, a dangling aver, the shechita doesn't work. But according to you, why don't you agree to me by, okay, you want to tell me that a dangler, the shechita works? Great, because it's part of the animal. That you could see. You can see this case right over here, it makes a lot of sense. A lot of people will say that the shechita works in the bottom part. Why not? It's still attached. But at least agree to me that in this case, the shechita has no effect on that limb. It's not part of its body. So it works well with Rish Lakish. El Rabbi Yochanan Kasha, according to Rabbi Yochanan, that you tell me that everybody agrees in this case, the case of the dangler, that the shechita doesn't work. Over here says before that according to Rameir it does work. How can you tell me everybody says that? You're right. So we can't get out of this question. Eli Itmar, this is what it really said. Omer Shlakish, this is the same as we had before. We're going to change Rabbi Yochanan like I mentioned before. Omer Shlakish, we have the same achlek. That what Chacham hold in both cases by the dangling leg and by the uber sticking his foot out, the shechita does work. We have machlokes. Rabbi Yochanan Omar machlokes be'ever the uber. The whole machlokes is only in this case when the fetus sticks his foot out. Aval be'ever the behema. But when it comes to this case, Divrei Hakol, ein shechita oisanipol, was changing one word, ein. What is ein shechita oisanipol? Meaning the shechita works. It's not. We don't look at it like Avraham and Achai that it fell off. The shechita is going to work according to everybody. Or Rabbi Chanina, my time is Rabbi Yochanan, I'll leave it to Rameir. But why does Rameir change the shechita now? In this case, over here on the screen, when you have a dangler, he says shechita works. And in this case, he says shechita doesn't work when the limb comes out of the animal. Says Gemara, very pashut. Hai gufa, I love gufa. This case on the screen with the limb, it's not the actual animal, so the shechita doesn't work. But over here, it's the actual animal, so the shechita does work. Rabbi say, very exciting news. L'kavod the Siyam Shas. MDY is putting out a book. It's going to be a very chashuv book, written by the one and only Rabbi Nachman Seltzer. It's all about MDY and many people in the shir, and he interviews a bunch of people, a lot of hundreds and hundreds of hours of interviews. And if you want to be part of this book, which is going to be a very serious seller, we think in definitely tens of thousands of copies. It might be his biggest seller. We'll see. Depends on the stories that you send in. So if you have a story, you think that your story is a good story, send it into Nachman Seltzer at Gmail. Nachman Seltzer at Gmail. So if you have a Geschmack story,
Who decides who it's about?
What do you mean?
We supply the story, then we supply it. Who decides who it's about?
We'll see how good the story is.
Can we sponsor it?
Zevi, you have a good. You're out? Get over. We need a hug. I did a hug last night. I might as well. It was so good. It was so good. Nice to meet you and know you. Wow. I'm gonna miss you. When you go there to Baltimore, be mechazik doilam. Show them how they can enjoy Torah.
Absolutely.
All right. Yishkoyach. It took a while. It took you a few weeks to get into it. Maybe a few months. But then
I might be back tomorrow. We'll see what Rand knows. I'm kidding.
All right.
Oh, you're back.
You remind me of my son. My son says, I wish I ran a Texas. I said, why? I won't have school tomorrow. Like, people are thinking in their mind, maybe if I ran a tax, Zevi will be here. Okay, gewaldig. Okay. So where was I? Oh, if you have a good story, it doesn't have to be like, send in your stories. Reb Nachman will decide if it's worthy or not. But you'll make it in there. Huh?
Moshe asked about sponsorships.
What about sponsorships? The whole...
Each daf is a sponsor.
Each daf. Story sponsored by the person himself. All right? Listen, no, the point of the book, the main point of the book is to get more people to learn the daf. Figure that if people read the book, they'll see that it changed this person's life, it did this, great ma'aser like that, ahina her. So some woman out there will be reading the book and she'll tell her husband, let's go. Starting Shas, Yankel, we got to get on board. Be part of it. That's the main goal.
People ask for nothing but the stories, now they're getting it.
Gewaltig, sagt die Gemara. Omer Rav Yitzchak bar Yosef Omer Rabbi Yochanan. Hakol moedim shemisa oisa nipol. Everybody agrees that when an animal dies with a dangler, that whatever was dangling is considered that it fell off before. What's the nafkamina? What's going on here? It died, so it died. So the foot is dead. The animal's dead. The animal's in a vela. No. What are you tying? The animal died, so it gives off a tumah of nevela. No. Its foot fell off before, and therefore what? What changed? What changed is very, very important. What changed?
It's a rishon.
No. I don't think you could guess this. If it falls off before it died, then it's Eiver Menachai. And an Eiver Menachai has different halachas than an Avela. If, let's say a whole limb fell off, so it's Eiver Menachai. And then from that limb, a piece of meat fell off, there's no tumah to that. It's a piece of meat that fell off Eiver Menachai. There's different halachas for whatever it means.
We have a gift for the king!
Why are we letting this cow in? It's obviously packed with enemy soldiers. It's literally how it always goes in these stories. Oh no, what a mistake. But what can be done now? Isn't it too late? No. Her organs are depleted. They can be dismantled in the past. Miso oiso nipul. Now, all of its loose limbs will fall off retroactively in the past, even before it ever entered the city.
Oops. So everybody agrees that when it dies, then you find out retroactively that this limb was already, the dangler was already not part of it, it's Eiver Menachai. But everybody agrees, vein shchita is a nipul. But shchita, in other words, the shechita works on a dangler, and you can eat the dangling foot. But my askinos says the Gemara, what are we talking about? If we're talking about this case, it can't be the case of the ubar. Oh, I don't have it over there. This screen is off for whatever reason. That we already had a machlokes between Rebbeinu and Chacham. The Mishnah, Rebbeinu says it doesn't work. Chacham say it does work. Ella be'ever the behema. We're talking about this guy, the dangler. I wish I would use this last night in the Hebrew Shir. I looked through it. I didn't understand the picture. I was like, okay, next. Ella be'ever the behema. Says the Gemara, but why? Misa tanino shchita tanino. What do we need this case? These cases were already stated, and we don't repeat things twice. Misa tanino. We already learned the case of Misa, that the animal died with a dangling limb. It says, Mesa behema, this animal has a dangling limb or meat that's dangling. So it depends. Habasar tzar chechsher. You know what, I'm not going to show you the whole thing because somebody that was here, we had a 16-year-old, he's here since Menachas. He says, this is the sixth time you're showing this video since the beginning of Chullin. This is what he tells me, as I'm showing you.
Min HaTorah, fruits aren't mekabel tuma unless they were first muchshar lekabel tuma. And there are 3 Tanayim that need to be in place in order for the fruits to be Mukhshar L'Kabel.
There's something called Mukhshar L'Kabel Tumah. There's something called that in order for something to become Tameh, you have to prepare it with liquids. You have to pour one of the 7 liquids on it. So, meat that fell off, that was a dangling piece of meat, you need to, in order for it to become tameh, you need to prep it with some sort of liquid, like any type of meat that came off a live animal. Not necessarily. No, not every meat has blood. There's no vessels there. And we're going to talk about the blood in a second. And a limb gives off tumah of Ever Min HaChai. You see over here that Misa Ois and Ipol. Rabbi, you see this nafkamina? It's not an Avela, it's Ever Min HaChai. Meaning the Misa created that it's separated. It's not an Avela. Because it wasn't separated, what would it be? An Avela. It dropped dead, so it's an Avela. But it's not an Avela. It's as if it got detached a moment before it died. So we already learned this halacha that Misa Ois and Ipol. Givaldik. No, I'm just enjoying the fact that we always have new concepts. People say, why should I come today? Today's Ayin Gimel. Let me wait until the next Masech, the Pyrus. No. Every day that you miss another concept, you miss another something. Shchita Nami Tanina, and the idea that Shchita works to give it a halacha as if it was shechted, even though it was dangling. Tanina Nishchata Behema, Huchsharu B'Dameh. Now pay attention. Huchsharu is plural. They become prepared with the blood of the animal. What's they? They means the meat and the dangling limb. 2 things. Meat, a chunk of meat, and a dangling limb. We already learned these 2 halachas of Misa, Oisanipol, Shchita, Ein Oisanipol. Great. So why do you have to repeat it? We're not talking about a limb. Maybe we would think that we're talking about meat. But it says plural. So what could it be? It could only be meat and a limb. So I know that a limb is also included. No. No, they're both referring to meat, but there's 2 types of meat. One is a piece of meat that comes right off the animal, another piece that came off the limb that was dangling after the shechita. Why would I say that one piece of meat is different? Yes, there is a reason. The father of this piece of meat, where does this piece of meat come from? A dangling limb. The dangling limb is Ever Min HaChai. Ever Min HaChai is a very severe tumah. So I would think a very severe tumah doesn't need prep. It's so severe you don't need to prep it. You get away. We find, Rashi says, you see by a bird also, you don't have to prep. So, maybe you don't need to do Mukhshar L'Kabel Tumah. Therefore, it says no. The 2 types of meat. So I'm not forced to say that it's talking about an aver. It could be talking 2 types of meat. Rabbi Sai, have a wonderful day.
Merit the schus of spreading Torah throughout the world. Sponsor a shir today. MDYsponsor.com or sponsor at MDYDaf.com.